No one wins at chess by only moving forward. Sometimes you have to move backwards to put yourself in a position to win.
I'm waiting on you, waiting on you. I said I'm waiting on you, waiting on you. Make a move. I'm waiting on you, yeah.
Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jo, and I'm your new favorite mindset and self-improvement coach. And on today's episode, we're gonna be continuing story time with Jo. So if you haven't already, don't watch this video. Go back and watch part 1 because we are reading this book here called 1,000 Little Things Happy, Successful People Do Differently, so you can learn how to be happy this year if you're not already. This book, like I said before, is amazing, and we're going to be continuing part 1, which is called Happiness. And the section we are starting today is called Ways to Find Gratitude When Everything Goes Wrong. So, get comfortable. I just got home actually, and I'm like, you know what? I have something to do. I have to record this video because you're waiting. You know, you're waiting for the last video to come back and come read with me because you had so much fun, right? You had so much fun in part 1. So, yeah, now that you're subscribed, we can continue our, book bonding time. And yeah. I feel like I'm playing like a little piano in the back. I feel like it's maybe a little too loud. Let me fix it. Okay. Want to, set the mood for us. The section that we're going to read today is called 6 Ways to Find Gratitude When Everything Goes Wrong. In our recent book, Getting Back to Happy, we share this entry from Mark's grandmother's journal dated 9/16/1977. Today, I'm sitting in my hospital bed waiting to have both my breasts removed. But in a strange way, I feel like the lucky one. Until now, I've had no health problems. I'm a 69-year-old woman in the last room at the end of the hall right before the pediatric division of the hospital begins. Over the past few hours, I've watched dozens of cancer patients being wheeled in wheelchairs and rolling beds. None of these patients could be a day older than 17. That journal entry has been hanging up in our home office for the past 2 decades, and it continues to remind us to practice gratitude through thick and thin. No matter how good or how bad we have it, on any particular day, we do our best to wake up and be grateful for our lives, because other people are in places who are desperately fighting for theirs. Think about your own life in this context of gratitude. How often do you let go of what you think your life is supposed to look like and sincerely appreciate it for everything that it is? If you're anything like the rest of us, it's probably not often enough. Because finding sincere gratitude is much easier said than done in the hustle of life, especially when hard times hit. The truth is, most of the time we create tragedy in our own lives out of fairly minor incidents. Something doesn't go exactly as planned, but rather than learning from the experience, we freak out about it and let it stress us. Or we resist the small bits of progress we've made because we can't achieve exactly what we want all at once. Here are some ways to find sincere gratitude when everything seems to be going wrong. We're not suggesting we should rejoice at living through disappointing or painful experiences, but there are ways we can find gratitude as we grow through them, nothing less. Oh, I thought my camera froze. Sorry. 1. Find gratitude around difficult people. Ooh. We expect people to treat us kindly, fairly, and respectfully, but the reality is some people won't. They will lose their tempers or act foolishly regardless of how we treat them. This must be accepted. Don't lower your standards, but do remind yourself that removing your expectations of others, especially those who are being difficult, is the best way to avoid being disappointed by them. When you're forced to deal with a difficult person, you can be grateful for having other people in your life who are far less difficult. You can be grateful for having a way to practice being better at patience, communication, and tempering your expectations. You can think of a person as a teacher who is inevitably telling you and helping you grow stronger as a person. And at the very least, you can be grateful for them because they serve a great reminder of how not to be. 2. Find gratitude when you catch yourself complaining. Many of us have developed a subtle habit of complaining when things don't go our way. Gratitude is the antidote. Each time you notice yourself feeling bitter or complaining, notice the story in your mind about, quote, how life should be. Instead of letting the story dominate you, find a small way to be grateful instead. What could you feel grateful for right now? What could you appreciate about this moment? Remember, there's always something to be negative about, and there's always something to be grateful for. The choice is ours. 3. Find gratitude when you are overwhelmed. Have you ever noticed how the more familiar you become with an amazing situation or relationship in your life, the more you seem to take it for granted and even feel annoyed or overwhelmed in busy and stressful times? Challenge yourself to flip your perspective in these moments using a simple framework we call, quote, and I love it. Add this phrase to any overwhelming thought. I need to go grocery shopping and pay the bills and pick up the kids from school. And I love it. My box is filled with 24 client emails that I need to respond to today. And I love it. Let this little reframing tool give you the perspective you need because, again, everyday things that overwhelm us are often blessings in disguise. Okay, now for some harder stuff. 4. Find gratitude after job loss. No one wins at chess by only moving forward. Sometimes you have to move backwards to put yourself in a position to win. And that's a good metaphor for your life's work too. As painful as losing your job is, it's an ending that leads to the beginning of everything that comes next. Let the heaviness of being successful be replaced by the lightness of starting over. This new beginning is the start of a different story, the opportunity to refresh your life and to reinvent who you are. Remind yourself, as often as necessary, that you can find gratitude where you are. You can find gratitude in these moments of reinvention, for pushing into discomfort of getting good and interviewing, learning new skills, and leveling up. You can find gratitude for the opportunity to grow stronger, even in the midst of growing pains that ultimately got you there. 5. Find gratitude amid health problems. A couple of years ago, on the second to last day of her life, a close friend of ours shared that her only regret was that she didn't appreciate every year with the same passion and purpose that she had had the last 2 years of her life after she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I've accomplished so much recently and truly appreciated every step. She said, if I had only known, I would have started sooner. Her words made us cry and smile at the same time. What was truly miraculous was seeing the genuine gratitude in her eyes that moment, and her sentiment that always remained with us. So, while health problems are never fun, the pain can be mediated by a sense of gratitude for having a chance to move forward on our own terms. Of having a life worth living, from moment to precious moment. 6. Find gratitude when someone you love dies. As we know firsthand, when you lose someone you can't imagine living without, your heart breaks wide open. And the bad news is you never completely get over the loss. You will never forget them. However, we have the ability to push through experiences and find meaning in it. Ultimately, we appreciate that although death is an ending, it is also a necessary part of living. Limits illuminate beauty, and death is the ultimate limit. A reminder that we need to celebrate this beautiful person and appreciate this beautiful thing called life. Although deeply sad, this passing forces us to gradually reinvent ourselves, and in reinvention is an opportunity to experience beauty in the new, unseen ways and places. And finally, death is an opportunity to celebrate a person's life and to be grateful for the beauty they showed us. Life's disappointments and struggles are not easy to find gratitude for, but they can become incredible paths of growth if we find the lessons in them. If we start to see everything as our teacher. Truly, the best time to focus on being grateful is when you don't feel like it, because that's when doing so makes the biggest difference. that's all we're gonna read today. I know you guys wanted me to keep going. It's okay. I'll be back. Okay? So, again, another value-packed story time with Joe. Me and this book. Again, remember this book is down below in the description. I have the link directly to it, so you can go get it on Amazon. You can get the audiobook, or you can get a physical hardcover too. I like the hardcover because I just love grabbing it sometimes and opening a chapter and just like reading it and just having an amazing day. Because yeah, it's literally one of those books. Like sometimes I'll just grab it off my bookshelf, open it up to a random page, and massive value, like massive value, always. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading session. Well, story time with Joe. That's what we're calling this new series. And yeah, come back for the next part because we're probably gonna be reading this for like a couple months, to be honest. I'm gonna try to post every 3 days at like maximum, or I don't know, 3 to 4 days. I'm so busy right now, but I am making a commitment to just posting more on YouTube specifically. I post a lot on Instagram and my other pages, but yeah, I need to show up for my YouTube family, and we need to make this year an amazing year, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm recording another video tomorrow. This one's gonna be way more structured and something that I've actually planned out to I guess it's gonna be a lesson tomorrow. I'm gonna kind of teach just a little bit. So come with your paper, come with your pen. We're gonna have a great time. Grab a cup of tea or whatever your favorite drink is. And yeah, we're gonna have a great time, and that will be up on this upcoming Wednesday. So it'll be a What She Thinks Wednesday. So when I post YouTube videos, or like when I used to do my podcast, when I would post on those Wednesdays, we would call it What She Thinks Wednesdays. So next Wednesday, what date is that? I don't know the date. Let's see. That will be January 29th at 7 p.m. I'll post that video. And yeah, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, click that link down below to get your book. And follow me on all my other socials as far as Instagram and TikTok. And What She Thinks also does have a Facebook page, but it's more like a business page. So, yeah. But love you so much, and I appreciate you spending your time with me once again. And stay tuned for the next episode and the next story time with Joe. Bye.